Hi guys, and welcome to episode 13 of Game Chat, the show where we talk about all things video games. I'm Chris, and with me today we have Kate.
Hey.
And we're literally... E3 finished about 3 days ago. So we're going to jump into what was announced, what was shown, all the conferences, and kind of do our review of all the conferences. We're going to skip EA completely.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really have a conference and they didn't really show anything new. Apart from maybe Star Wars, which we'll cover in the Microsoft one, because they're showing a new trailer in that as well.
I will say, I don't play Sims 4. I played Sims 3, like all of it. And I did like the look of the new Sims Island Living. That looked quite good. Not enough for me to buy.
But does that mean you had to buy
Sims 4? But like, it looked good, and it looked like adding more structure into the game. So I like that. That was the one part of the conference I really enjoyed. And
yeah,
obviously Apex.
It was a long day watching EA.
Yeah.
Apex had they had a few new things, new character and all that, but nothing really.
Stepping up the game.
Yeah.
Comp mode. New character looks very, very good.
Yeah, she does.
Can't remember her name. I wasn't paying that much attention, but it was looked good.
Like an engineer type person.
I'm committing to bad your arm rest, I'm sorry.
That's alright. So we're just going to jump straight into it with Microsoft. The longest of all the conferences.
Yes.
Overall, thoughts?
Nice, clean conference. No fluff, no messing around.
I don't know, I think that was fluff. I think that was personally fluff.
I hate all the, like, I hate people coming out to play music. I hate watching people play a demo of a game.
We'll get on to that later.
I hate when they do stuff that is just, you can tell they're wasting time, and I don't think Microsoft really
They did, they
that.
showed the Lego car. Yeah.
Oh, but that was cool though.
But yeah, generally as a conference, I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best.
It was a good conference, like in terms of like presentation and that. But I thought they were really going to go hard this year.
Yeah.
I thought because Sony weren't there, they were going to take advantage of that and really show off.
They missed an opportunity there because like no one could.
Do you feel like they got complacent because they thought they had no real competition?
No, I don't know, maybe, but I think it's more. The new consoles are coming next year.
End of console life cycle.
It's end of console life cycle. They don't want to show off too much. They're saving stuff for the next console at the end of the day. Halo Infinite was the only one for the next consoles. Everything else is going to be out beforehand, as far as we know. So, end of a console era kind of dies down a bit. Yeah. As is shown with this whole E3.
A lot of these games as well. So if we go through the list of games, Outer Worlds, it's like Fallout and Borderlands had a baby and it's in space.
It's in space, but it's also coming everywhere. So it's kind of like Xbox you can get this. But the one good thing Xbox got going for with that game at the moment is it's coming to Game Pass. Yeah. Like it's coming everywhere else as well because it was a game they were making before they were bought at the end of the day.
It looks like it's got potential, but at the same time, it looks very sort of. It doesn't look very new. It doesn't look very like, this is the next thing. It's like, no, it's Fallout and Borderlands.
I mean,
like that's what it is.
Fallout in space at the end of the day. So, I mean, it will sell well because of like how bad Fallout 76 did. Maybe. And there isn't another Fallout coming in a while. So those Fallout fans will be like, yeah, I'm getting on this. And they can get anywhere at the end of the day. So
Bleeding Edge has been described as like Overwatch, but 4v4.
Yeah, it's 4v4, like more close combat kind of style.
Different characters, different classes.
Very stylised like Overwatch.
It looks so messy to me. It looks like the kind of game where you're not going to know what's going on.
Yeah, I've heard people that played it have been...
confused.
It's not confused, but like it's kind of like...
too much going on.
There's a lot going on if you get a lot of people attacking at the same time. Yeah. Kind of easier to isolate people better, but... It seems interesting. People are enjoying it.
It's a good concept, but...
And it's a good Game Pass game, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's the kind of game you go, I'm not going to buy off for £50, but I'm going to go and try it on Game Pass because I get it within the subscription.
So. Ori Will of the Wisps, again, it was announced like last year.
Weirdly, though, they announced it for the last 2 years, which give me the impression, that's coming out soon. Yeah, no. It's really not. No. It's like February bloody... Next year. That's so far away.
What are you doing, Ori, man?
It looks good though.
Minecraft Dungeons, I think that looks really good. I'm excited for this. It's kind of like...
It looks interesting.
Story mode.
But for
essentially,
Minecraft. But without being Minecraft story mode.
Yeah. It looks like there's quests and there's stuff to do. I thought it looked really good.
Yeah.
Again, but that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of this is like sort of add-ons to things.
But also Game Pass, so...
That's the best thing. You watch it, you're like, oh, I fancy that. And it comes up on that side, that sneaky little writing at the bottom, like, day one on Game Pass.
That's the good thing about watching Microsoft thing. You're like, oh, I don't know about this, though. But I'll try it, because it's on Game Pass.
Big one coming up next. And we have to say, like, EA did show a lot about it.
Yeah, they did. They showed a good 15... Well, they said 15. It was 13 minutes.
Credit where credit's due. Credit where credit's due. They did show it.
Yeah.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, they've showed more gameplay. It kind of looks exactly like what you'd expect a Star Wars game to be, though, essentially. Like, it's not nothing...
It doesn't look like it's going to
be... new.
I mean, graphically, it looks really good. It looks like it's got the Star Wars vibe down.
Yeah.
It looks like it's decent lightsaber combat, which we haven't really had in a Star Wars game.
They said something about, like changing stance, like parrying, and... So it's a bit more... not complicated.
Yeah, they described it as thoughtful combat.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not quite Dark Souls level.
But it's not just hack and slash.
Hack and slash, it's kind of in between. So I think you go into the situations, like, deciding how you're going to
They showed
deal with it.
The guy, Cal, they showed him using the Force a lot more than I thought they would.
Yeah, he seemed a lot more powerful than I thought he would be.
He's very, very powerful.
But it's a video game, they need... it to be fun. I didn't think
in the gameplay that there'd be that much using of the Force. I
Yeah,
thought that would be
more.
like boss battle, like in the cutscenes and stuff. But he used the Force to death, like pulling himself towards things, like slowing down time, dragging people in front of bullets.
Oh, that's hilarious! That's the
stuff.
best bit when he stopped the laser bolt, dragged the trooper to him, and then just put him into the laser bolt that was still...
They showed a mission on Kashyyyk. Was it Kashyyyk?
Kashyyyk.
Because they had Wookiees there. The Wookiees were being
Wookiee
enslaved.
homeland.
Saul Guerrero was there. But the most important thing to take away from this, the most important thing I've taken away from this, is they said that Cal and his mentor, which is that lady that keeps showing up, they're going to be used in other places. So that's interesting. Where they're going to shoehorn them in, probably like because Rebels coming back for another series, so we can like shoehorn some more people into it. So Kerr's like going to rip a hole in space and time to come back.
Well, they said from the balance of it, they've got half new planets, half old planets. Well, Kashyyyk we've already had, so depending on how many planets they have.
One to keep an eye on, but as of yet, nothing that is exceptional.
I think honestly, in my opinion, it's one of the better looking games from the whole of E3.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give it much because not much was really that great. But it does look the game. But it's one of those we've got the biggest amount of gameplay from.
Yeah. Lack of gameplay in this E3.
Yeah,
a lot of lack of gameplay.
A trend, unfortunately.
Blair Witch got announced, which was very, very weird.
We were all like, oh, it's Alone in the Dark, it's Silent Hill, but now it turned out to be Blair Witch.
Very weird. I'll play it. It's on Game Pass, like.
Oh yeah, surprisingly on Game Pass as well because it's coming everywhere else apparently. But
interesting.
They're getting good deals these days.
Again, no gameplay. So.
Well, what, a Blair Witch?
There wasn't really gameplay.
There was they showed what could be gameplay. You don't know whether it is.
It could be, but it didn't look like it.
I don't know.
So
it's interesting. I'll play it. It's a horror game. It's out in August, which is like very soon. So we'll be.
I'm sure we'll be playing it.
Yeah, probably.
Cyberpunk
2077.
Again,
everyone's
really
excited about it, thinking, "Oh, we're gonna get gameplay." We didn't get gameplay again, but they've got a behind the closed doors demo again. However, it's coming out in March apparently, or April. I can't remember which day now.
I'm very, very hyped for this.
I think it's April. It's coming out in April and. It seems really close considering we haven't seen proper gameplay. Like we saw that footage that came out eventually, but that was a long time ago.
This is what scares me about this game because they're saying this game is going to be what is essentially to me the perfect RPG.
Yeah.
And I want it to be. I want to believe it, but I'm scared that like people are fluffing it up, and then you're going to get it, and it's not going to meet expectations.
Yeah, I hope it. I trust CG Projekt Red that they won't put it out before it's ready, and I trust in what they're making because of like The Witcher 3 was an amazing game, and I also love The Witcher 2, which they did. So it's like,
but at the end of the day,
they haven't made a bad game yet.
At the end of the day, we're glossing over the most important event of E3 was the fact
the
that
biggest
Keanu Reeves was there.
Which there's a video on our channel if you want to go check that out, where we react to Keanu Reeves turning up.
It's us at like 11 o'clock on the night, like,
holy shit,
it's Keanu Reeves, John Wick. That was amazing. That's going to be super cool.
Yeah, when he turns up, like the whole place went crazy. The guy called him breathtaking, and he called everyone
beautiful.
breathtaking back, and it was
a lot of
wholesome
memes
moment.
coming from that, which I'm enjoying.
Literally all I'm seeing is Keanu Reeves memes now.
So again, we're hyped for it, but we can't really tell you anything other than the fact that Keanu Reeves is an AI type thing that lives inside your head called Johnny No Arm or Johnny One Arm or something.
Johnny Silver
Metal arm.
Silver Arm.
Whatever.
I think. Something to do with his arm, which is funnily metal.
Can you see how much information E3 was knocking out? See, we're a wealth of information here. Spiritfarer, I quite like the look of.
Which one's this again?
Very like indie game where you have that little house on the boat and you ferry the spirits of the people, like the creatures that have passed away at the end of the day. Do you remember? They look really cute. I thought it looked cute. I thought it looked cute. Battletoads.
Weirdly coming back, but it looks really archaic in terms of like the gameplay.
It was
style.
one of the first games that was like, oh, it's free player, and then that jinxed the rest of E3, and every multiplayer game coming out is free player, and I don't understand.
Weird. What happened to that fourth player? People have 2 free friends.
I don't know what that is, so I don't know. Legend of the Right? I don't even know what that is.
It's that weird cartoony game that looked like it was opening a book, and it was all like drawing and stuff.
Oh yes, that looked quite good actually.
It looked
very
weird. They showed it, and it's one of those where you like,
but
no idea what this game is about and how it plays. So we'll have to wait to see more on that. Weirdly, Microsoft Flight Simulator turned up.
It looked stunning. It looked amazing graphically, but
you know what? It looked real, and I was like,
it did.
Is this real? Is this something outside of gaming? And then they're like, no, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm like, I'm not going to play this.
Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. I know there's a lot of people that love the Age of Empires.
Surprisingly, it comes to console as well.
Go off, man. Go off. Wasteland 3?
Nothing that really...
I don't even remember what that was, so...
Gets me going, to be honest.
I've been asleep
it's like a...
so I don't know what's going.
From what I've seen, it's like a RTS/XCOM type thing. Not really for me. Not gonna lie. People love it though.
I remember now. Okay. Fair enough. Psychonauts 2, I'm not really hyped for.
You know what? Double Fine make good games. I never played the first one. I'm hoping that means now they're owned by Microsoft.
They'll bring it to Xbox.
Double Fine make a lot of good games, so I'm glad that they got bought. Psychonauts 2 I might play. It's going to be on Game Pass, I'll give it a go.
The thing about these conferences, there's a lot of games that were kind of like, it kind of looks good, maybe it looks good.
And because it's on Game Pass, you're like, yeah, I'll go.
But like, a lot of E3, to be fair, was stuff that you're like, maybe. There was very, very few games that I was like, oh my god, I need that. Yeah. Now, this one being one of them, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and I have got some info.
There's also a hype video about that on the channel.
I've got some info about it.
Have you?
So this is not just going to be the old games put in a collection. They are redoing the games.
I hope not.
They are making the levels a lot shorter.
Okay.
I think it's the chopping the levels down. They're making the hub world sort of like if you played the recent Lego games, how the hub are open world and there's a lot of stuff to do in the hub world. That's how they're expanding the game. So the levels of the like obviously the movies will be shorter, but the hubs are huge.
Okay. Because
I thought it was going to be just a collection of the old games, but it's not.
That's good though.
So I'm very hyped for that. I'm very hyped for that.
I like that.
The Dragon Ball game, like.
Do you play as Goku?
That's Goku's name, bro.
I don't know that, do I?
That's Goku's real name, so I'm assuming you do. RPG plays Goku apparently. Like
it's been going around for a while apparently.
If I could play as Vegeta, if it was about Vegeta, I would buy it because I love Vegeta. He's my favourite.
You can play though.
Probably not. Is it coming to Game Pass?
No, I don't think so.
Then no. 12 minutes looked quite interesting.
Yeah, that's a little indie game that's been going around like places for a while, like in the show really like PAXs and stuff, EGX and stuff. But it looks really good. It's basically you have 12 minutes to kind of figure out what's going on. And then you die. Yeah. But then you remember everything and come back and have another 12 minutes to figure out. So what if you figure it out first time? I want to know, but I don't know.
The trailer showed him.
It looks interesting.
And I think it's his wife.
Yeah. And
he says to his wife like, "Oh, I know you killed your dad." And she was like, "No, he didn't. He had a heart attack." And he's like, "The cops are coming," and the cops come, and then like she ends up dead. Yeah. You don't see it, so I assume it's going to be one of those where you have to try and fail in order to get to the next scenario. So
sounds fun. Sounds like a fun little indie game that'd be fun to play. I'm looking forward to it. I
imagine you've got to just keep going until you get it right.
Yeah.
And I imagine you have to fail because I imagine failing opens up.
Well, you're not going to win it in 12 minutes. I'll tell you that now.
If you're like super pro, maybe you could.
Unless you know exactly. Unless you're the developer. And Way to the Woods.
I don't remember what that is.
No, I don't remember either. I think it might. You know what? It might be like deer game because there was a lot of deers in Xbox's conferences.
Oh, do you know what? If that's what that is, that looked really good. If it is the deer game,
it's a weird. Like from what I remember, you're going around as a cartoon deer.
2 of them.
2? There's 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much of an impression this game has.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go around.
And it's a Studio Ghibli inspired game.
Oh.
And,
okay, maybe I'm more interested now.
Yeah.
Know that.
So you're. I assume it's a dad and a child because it's got horns like a stag.
Oh, okay.
So and you got to solve puzzles, and the horns absorb light, doesn't it? Because like it takes the light from inside the train and like absorbs it into his antlers.
Oh, okay.
I think it looks good.
Sounds like a better version of Bambi.
I thought it looked good. I'm here for like little indie games like that though. So
Gears 5.
Never played any of them. So
what annoyed me about this? It's coming out in September. Did they fucking show us gameplay? No, they didn't.
I don't know because I've never I don't play those games, but have the gameplay evolved that much?
Not really, but I need to see. I feel like I'd need to see something. I'm gonna play. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I've played some of the other Gears. The escape mode looks good.
It does, but again, it's 3 players.
Yeah, weirdly.
It's kind of like Left 4 Dead. Basically, you've got to keep ahead of this like gas that's coming.
Yeah.
So you've got to kind of fight your way through.
You got to keep ahead of the gas because you're blowing up the hive that you're in. So you got to get through to the next area.
Before the gas catches up with you.
And then the gas goes again and you got to get through and escape, basically. It's what it's called, escape. So basically you can't stand still and shoot the enemies in front of you and then go because the gas will catch up with you. But the way I see that is don't kill every enemy, just kill the ones in your way.
Just bolt out. Left 4 Dead.
Apparently you start off with a pistol and then you steal their weapons as you go along.
That's cool.
So you get better weapons as you go, which is cool. Dying Light 2.
Never played the first one.
Parkour zombie game.
I always get that confused with that thing that all the streamers play, where like one of you's the monster and you have to hunt down the people.
I have no idea what that is. But anyway,
Dead by Daylight.
Okay.
I'm incapable of I always get them 2 games confused.
I can see why. Dying Light 2 looks fun. Looks more like more Dying Light, more about the people of the story which is a bit interesting because. That can go one or 2 ways. That could go really bad or really good.
Didn't they show this last E3 and they showed things like somebody wants like the water pumps cleaning?
Yeah, and you decide who you give it to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks.
It looks interesting, but
they didn't show considering how much they showed last time.
Yeah, they didn't show anything.
They didn't really show much.
I feel like Xbox were more about let's shove all these games in our conference, show them later, and it's like I want to know. I want to know what's going on. Dying Light 2 looks fun. It looks interesting.
Not from what we showed this year, but now I'm recalling last year's one. It does look like a good game now.
Still haven't got a release date properly though. It says spring, but next year, but like no actual release date. Which is interesting. Forza Horizon 4's got an expansion pack in the form of a Lego Speed Champions.
That was so good.
Which is so unexpected and weird, but cool.
The trailer was so good because they showed all the like super like high def cars, like it looked really sick, and then the Everything Is Awesome song started playing, awesome. And all the Lego people just drove through the track. It looked so good. They got Lego tracks, Lego cars. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's out now actually.
I kind of want it.
Yeah, I had to buy it though because it doesn't come as part of the Game Pass, but I'm tempted. They got to make money somehow.
The Lego people need some money.
But it looks fun.
They did bring out the Lego car, which was cool though.
I mean, it's cool that it's built out of Lego, but you need to show us that in the conference.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. State of Decay 2 getting some DLC. I love State of Decay 2.
We need to play it more.
I was playing it when it was broken, and I was having a whale of a time. And I came over and I said to Chris, I'm like, I'm having a lot of like issues though because this and this, and he's like, yeah, that the game shouldn't be doing that. And I was like, oh, well, I'm still really enjoying it.
It's fixed now, I think.
It's 2 stories.
It's a more story. It's actual story they're putting into it. They didn't really have a story beforehand, but they're actually
kind of sort
of, but not. But these characters, you actually play them and you put in an actual story situation.
The lady's looking for her dad.
You paid more attention to the story than me.
And the man I think he's looking for a leader. He's looking for or he's becoming the leader of wherever he is.
Situation then.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I like that game. And I don't usually play those type of games.
Yeah.
But there's something about that one that it keeps you in. I like it.
Yeah. Next we got Phantasy Star Online 2. coming to Xbox of all places.
I played a Phantasy Star on Xbox 360.
No, how?
I'm sure I did. I'm
I
sure
thought Phantasy
I did.
Star Online's like
No,
PC only.
No, because
MMO.
No, I'm sure there was
Japanese.
there was a Phantasy Star
Anime
game
style.
on the Xbox 360,
Maybe there was.
and when you got so far, you could make your own character.
Maybe it's just Phantasy Star and this was just online.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
But yeah, big MMO in the East and the West now apparently. But it's a big MMO that people love. And
yeah, that's the one I had, Phantasy Star Universe. Yeah.
And it's coming to Xbox. Shockingly, because you don't really associate anime style things with Microsoft because they're a very American company. Whereas you associate more of those type of games with PlayStation because of Origins.
You worried that us weebs are invading your conference, Chris?
No, I'm all for it.
I can use that word because I'm a weeb.
Next one's Crossfire X, which is a Korean, like, basically Counter-Strike. They're getting games from everywhere these days. Like, fair play. I mean, whether we'll go on and get battered by the Korean gamers that are really good at the game. I don't know. Whether we'll be in the same servers. But, yeah, no, it's interesting that they're bringing games from everywhere now to the Xbox, which I suppose is what they want, I guess. They did, Phil Spencer did say he wants a Japanese studio, which is the one thing they haven't got yet. So, look out.
Hopefully he can do
From
that.
Software, he's coming to get you.
Hopefully.
Tales of Arise, which is another Japanese game. It's basically the sequel to all the Tales of Berseria and all that jazz. Looks fun. Not my type.
I've never played.
More like your type of thing, I'd say.
They are my type of thing, but I've just never
There's just
played
too many
a
of them.
particular that game. I heard good things about Tale of Berseria though.
Yeah.
I almost purchased it,
Yeah.
but I never got around to it. So maybe I'll have a look at. Is this one on Game Pass?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, God.
Borderlands 3, which we knew about anyway.
But they dropped. Well, I say they dropped. It dropped online like a few days previously. But DLC that bridges the gap between 2 and 3. It's all to do with Lilith and the Sirens and
Looks cool.
what's
And
not.
it's completely free, which is a good reason to get Borderlands 2 back out again.
Well, yeah. So, the Handsome Jack collection's on Game
Both
Pass,
on Game Pass,
so,
and
it's on.
it's also free on
the Plus membership.
PlayStation this month,
Yeah.
I believe. So get that downloaded if you're on PlayStation, because you can get the free DLC.
Will Borderlands
Ready
be
for
a
free.
Game Pass launch?
No? Nope. It's not.
Oh, damn.
That'd be stupid to do that, but it's not.
I don't know.
After that, we had Elden Ring, which is the long-rumoured game collaboration between From Software, the people that made Dark Souls, and George R.R. Martin. Didn't
show no gameplay.
much. Like, this doesn't really give me anything. The only thing that hypes me about this game is the fact that it's George R.R. Martin and From Software. Like, I knew that beforehand. The trailer did nothing for me because it doesn't really give you anything.
They said it was like Norse mythology,
Yeah,
and I don't think that the trailer really denied or confirmed.
Well, I'm kind of glad it's what they were working on wasn't a Game of Thrones game, because I can't really I'm not very good at Dark Souls games. I can't do those games. I can try. They're fun, but I can't do them.
I don't even try because I know I'll break my controller into. I don't even.
So I don't want to like not be able to finish a Game of Thrones game because of that. So I'm kind of glad it's something different. I might give it a go. I keep saying that every time one of these games comes out, like Sekiro and everything. I'm just like, I'll give it a go. I never do. So maybe I won't.
Game Pass Ultimate, we've actually upgraded to Game Pass Ultimate. If you're paying for Game Pass and you're paying for Xbox Live, just get Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, it's well worth it.
And if you've already paid for like a year subscription,
It
they
takes the
take
difference
the money.
away. So I'm not paying from any of it because I've already paid for it by buying the Xbox Live and Game Pass and all that. So I'm not. They're not taking any money from me until March 2020.
So it's a good deal. It is a good deal.
It is a very good deal.
Get it on PC as well, like that.
Yeah,
that's
and if
basically
with
it.
Ultimate, you get it on your console and you get it on your PC.
Yeah.
So they do have specific exclusives to PC that are like real-time strategy games and all that. So that's cool.
It's definitely worth it.
If you've got both.
It's definitely worth it. The xCloud and the controller.
Yeah.
Nothing like they showed the controller. Like
Yeah,
I've never used one.
It wasn't really.
I've never even used a normal Elite, so I couldn't really comment on it. It does look nice.
It charged itself from inside now. Like I don't
The
know.
xCloud, they're very sketchy on the details a little bit.
Yeah, they said there's a trial coming in October, which you'll be able to try. People have tried it on the show floor. Some people have had issues with it. Some people haven't. it's one of them. It's like, until they get it in our hands, we don't know how it's going to work. I'm interested in it, though.
The Project Scarlet, it just sounds like a juiced up version of the X. Like, faster.
Well, it's the next gen console,
Yeah.
but like, at the end of the day,
That's what we need.
we're going to get faster, less loading.
They don't want any loading.
No, they don't want any loading. That's why they've got SSDs. Graphics, jazz, all that jazz. We don't really know any details. Like, it was a very vague trailer. They've said a lot, but not at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all, really.
I want it to be the Xbox Anaconda.
But overall, Microsoft didn't have a bad showing, didn't have a great showing. It was kind of like in the middle. As we go down, we'll probably rate them in which one we prefer. But Microsoft at the top at the moment because it's the only one we've gone through. Then we moved on to Bethesda.
I didn't even stay up to watch this one because I knew I was not going to give.
Yeah.
Like,
Kate's not a fan of Bethesda. Although you do play a lot of these games.
Do you know what? I don't like their last year their conference was awful. And I just don't like it. There's so much fluff and they show like 4 games. And I just don't need to get up at 2:00 in the morning to watch that. And
I mean, you did watch it later. You did watch it later.
Do you know what? I watched it later and it just hammered home to me the fact that I was right to say
I don't know. Overall,
rubbish.
I kind of liked it. It was, they showed a lot of what... it was the one that showed the most new games.
Go off, bro. Go off. Stop. Let's get this bread.
We'll get into it. So, Bethesda come out, and the first thing they say, Pete Hines comes out, and he comes out, talks for a bit, he introduces Todd Howard, everyone's favourite person right now. He comes out, and he's like, I'm surprised you're still here because of certain things that happened in the year. He makes a few jokes, obviously, taking jokes, pot shots at Fallout 76 himself. But
they can't use humour to mask the pain.
Well, that's basically what they're
doing.
They didn't even say sorry, they were just like...
They're never going to say sorry because then they have to admit that they did wrong.
But they weirdly didn't go straight on to Fallout 76. He introduced 2 other people that then talked about Elder Scrolls Blades.
No rock band to fill like
that was a bit
15 minutes of the show.
I'm glad they got rid of that. But they came out and talked about Elder Scrolls Blades, which is, I suppose, exciting for people who like Elder Scrolls Blades. I played a little bit of it. I'm not heavy into it, but it's interesting that they're bringing cross progression because it's coming to Switch.
I'm going to play it when it comes to the Switch.
Out on Switch now.
Oh, is it out on Switch now?
It's out on Switch now, yeah.
Okay, when I find my Switch charger, I'm going to play it.
So they're not charging you at Switch, and you can play it with a controller and everything, so it's less touchscreen crap that no one likes on phones. And it's cross progression, so that's interesting. I might give it a go. I've tried it a little bit on phones, but I don't like phone controls, so I might try it on Switch. Didn't really give much information. There's new stuff coming. Not much. I mean, I don't know what... I'm not in the ecosphere of Elder Scrolls Blades to understand what they were saying to me. Especially at that time in the morning.
I'll skip past that. I'm not going
Then they come out and talk about Fallout 76.
This is cool. I like this.
They didn't really apologise about it. They kind of like said, we know it didn't go particularly well and we're making changes that you want. And they said that it was the first community that they've ever heard of that actually were nice to each other in terms of like in a massive game. They weren't griefing each other, which is true apparently.
Me and Nathan went on, and that's the first thing I thought. Like, when you come out of the vault for the first time, you're like, but what if I see someone and like blah blah blah? No.
They just drop you some stuff and wave at you.
You walk past people, they carry on what they're doing, they don't bother you, like, no one is aggressive to you. Like, I've never had no trouble on it. Touch wood. Not that I've played it, I haven't played it, like, an exceptional amount, but the people I've gone past have never given me any trouble. Yeah. Which is nice.
It's nice.
It is nice.
Then they bring in this new mode, that kind of takes away from that and decides to pit you all against each other anyway. So
teaching people bad habits.
Surprise, surprise. A battle royale mode come.
Fortnite.
It's not Fortnite because you don't have to build.
Can you
build?
You
can build. Have you tried building in Fallout? In any of the Fallouts? No. It's not great. I wouldn't advise building.
I played Fallout 4 for a day.
I can't remember what it's called now.
And when I say a day, I mean literally from the minute I bought it till like late into the night, and then never touched it again.
I think it's winter something. I can't remember what it is. Basically,
Chris paid so much attention to this conference. He's passing his knowledge on to all you guys.
It's 4:00 in the morning. Okay, so they get It's 52 people split into two sides, and basically it's Vault 51, and you're vying to be the overseer of Vault 51. I don't understand quite how that works. If there's 52 of you, like not 52, like 26 here or whatever. I don't understand how that works, but we'll see. But either way, basically there's a fire wall or circle that goes down and gets closer to you. And
it's the storm.
It's the
you
storm
can say it, Chris. You can say
we all
it.
know this. They even call it the firestorm.
The firestorm.
But yeah, it's dwindling. You know how Battle Royale works. It's dwindling you down to the last few or whatever.
In the story trailer that I saw, the guy saying they've developed a sort of way to choose who should be the leader.
Yeah, it's whoever wins, basically.
Yeah, so that's basically it. Who comes out on top. So it kind of does have a story to it, I suppose.
Sort of. I mean, I'll give it a go. It's free actually this week, and they're extending it to next week, I believe. But I haven't jumped in yet. I mean, I've got the game, so it's all free for me anyway.
So we're halfway there, lizard on a chair.
But I haven't had a chance to jump into it yet, but
because we've been playing Division.
We have been playing Division, which will come up later. But it sounds interesting. And then later on in fall of this year, which is like August time here, they're bringing out another one. I can't remember. I still can't remember the names. Maybe I should have took notes.
I took notes. Look at this. See, I was on it. I got
the one conference she misses, and I don't take any notes.
It all falls apart, guys.
But basically, it's another DLC which basically bringing quests. Humans are coming back to the world. So NPCs are coming back. Something that was sorely lacking from Fallout 76. So human NPCs, quest lines, quest choices. How that's going to have ramifications on an online world is interesting.
I think that it's very clever the way they've kind of put a spin on it. They didn't plan it.
Oh, they didn't plan it.
There's no way they did. But obviously, if you've never played it, so when you come out of the vault, Vault 76, the idea is you guys are the first people out in the world after the nuclear bomb or whatever. Nuclear war. Was it a nuclear war or just
it's a bomb?
Whatever. I don't know. I don't play Fallout. So you in that respect, it makes sense because you're not going to come out and there's not going to be people who have just
sat there all day.
The bomb's gone off and they're like, yeah, cool guys.
But they've come back.
But now they've said that they've come back now because obviously the radiation would have had time to settle. They've probably seen that people are around. So that kind of spin kind of justifies it, but it didn't need to be this long of a wait.
I think from what I've seen, some of them are trying to kick you out, and that's what you're trying to take sides or whatever.
From the story aspect,
sounds interesting.
It sounds good.
But it's basically turning Fallout 76 into the co-op Fallout that people wanted, or even just the closest to a single player Fallout. So people.
I've said this before, and I will say it again. Any of those kind of games are what you make them. If you've got people who you enjoy gaming with, who you enjoy talking to, me and Nathan have such a good time in that game because we're just hanging out on it. We like collecting, we like all that aspect to it. So, obviously I know it wasn't, I'm not making excuses, it was nowhere near a good finished game. But you can still have fun with the shell. Yeah.
You can just imagine them sitting in their little office how do we fix this? Battle Royale. It's not a bad idea. People like Battle Royales, and then another person's just why don't we just make it a Fallout game?
It's that meme where the guy gets thrown out the window.
Let's make it Fallout 4.
The guy who said we should add actual content to it got chucked out the window. And the guy was Fortnite, yeah bro. Got promoted. He's a CEO now.
But yeah, they're saving it somewhat, how well it works, we don't know.
This next game is one of my most hyped games of and the lady who came out to present it was one of the guy
came out first.
Well, but the lady was the highlight. She was amazing. She's also become a meme. I like the team up memes with her and Keanu Reeves. Yeah, wholesome content.
So
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, the maker of Evil Within.
I love those. The second one is so good.
Original Resident Evil. Come out. Bro. He's announcing this new. He didn't say survival horror game. It's more of an action adventure horror game.
It does look a bit scary though.
Oh yeah, it's always going to be. It's about ghosts, but it's called Ghostwire Tokyo, and people are disappearing. I
think it's a rapture.
That would make sense.
I think it's the rapture because people are disappearing and their clothes are getting left behind. And
the game did get a rapturous applause. But That dropped on deaf ears.
And they showed some of what I assume is the enemy, and they kind of look like, I don't know. To me, they look like Oni.
I don't know what that means.
If you've watched like Teen Wolf, I love Teen Wolf. They look like the Oni from Teen Wolf, and then Oni's in a lot of mythology, but I don't know if you remember.
The guy you're playing as looks like Hawkeye in Endgame.
How do you know that's the guy who plays?
I don't know. I assumed it was the main guy, so I assume so. Maybe.
There's also like you see kind of like the side shot of a woman, and she kind of looks like if you played Evil Within 2. That random lady that'll turn up to ruin your entire day every now and again, it kind of looks like her.
They're not be connected. They're stupid.
Mate, do you know what? If it was,
why not?
Why not?
After that, I mean, that was one of the very few new games that was announced this E3.
They didn't show much, but what they showed looked really good.
This makes me think that kind of that won't come until next gen.
Probably.
Because if next gen's next year, that game ain't getting finished before then. After that, they came out with more Elder Scrolls, but it was Elder Scrolls Online.
My cat was the star of their new trailer.
They showed a way too long video.
I liked it. It's cool. I like the videos.
It's cool. I don't care. I don't want to watch this at half one, half 2, half 3
The
in the
game
morning.
that doesn't look nowhere near as good. Like when they dropped the trailer, they dropped the very first trailer for it, and it had like that Kate Beckinsale elf in it.
Like, oh, this is sick, and then you go to play the game, and
it's just it's Skyrim. It's just Skyrim. It doesn't even look graphically better than what I remember Skyrim looking like.
I mean, it probably is now.
Probably is. If you play on PC, it probably is marvelous.
It's got an audience at the end of the day, and it's grown, and they got to grow the audience still somehow. That's for them, I guess. Whether they're watching the E3, I don't know. Whether they're grinding in a raid, I don't know. But there you go, Elder Scrolls fans. Then they spoke about mobile games again. Came out with a new mobile game, which is apparently a reboot of something that's happened ages ago, which I don't really remember. I'm not that old. Called Commander Keen, but they're bringing it to mobile. Doesn't look fun, in my opinion. Look, I'm not a mobile game guy, but I'll play a mobile game if it looks like the gameplay is going to be fun. But the gameplay doesn't really look inspiring or anything.
Can I ask you a question? Because you kind of moved swiftly on from Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay.
Is it a new expansion?
Yeah, it's Elsewhere. That's what it's called.
Is that just the expansion? So it's an expansion.
They
showed this trailer, and I don't like it.
It's Year of the Dragon or something, so there's 3 dragon-related expansions.
That's cool.
They showed a cinematic. It looked cool.
The cinematics always look good. Sorry, please carry on. Because you kind of went off on it, and I was like, yeah, but what?
That's how much I care about Elder Scrolls Online.
I watched the trailer, but I was too happy that the Khajiit, and it looked like my cat, and I was taking pictures to do a comparison shot of my cat and the Khajiit, so I didn't really get what it was.
But yeah, then they announced Commander Keen, a mobile game. I honestly, none of that got absorbed because I didn't.
None of us really play mobile games, so it's not really our area.
Commander Keen, I don't even know what that is, and it looked childish and not fun.
Chris, calm yourself down, bro. It's Snickers.
I don't understand who that's for, but if a mobile game, people love it, fair enough.
Jesus.
Elder Scrolls Legends got a little CGI trailer where guys playing on now, because the big thing it's on your phone now. You can play it on your phone. Kate can't. She can't download it. She's got no space.
I didn't have enough space. I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets.
But basically, they showed a little trailer where the guy's playing in the cafe, and then he suddenly takes him into the world, and he's seen all these people walking around.
That was cool.
There's a mud crab that comes down the stairs. It looks cool. Bethesda spend way too much money on their advertising.
I like those kind of card
that must have cost so much money to CGI.
I'm going to get one of my old tablets out and delete everything off of it and just install that. Yeah.
Whether it will still play it.
Oh, I hope so. I've got 3, so one of them.
I don't even think there's a new thing. I think it's just literally they're announcing it's coming to mobile.
I'm hyped. I like them kind of games. Chris is a hater, but I like card games. I like card games.
Rage.
So rude.
I'm joking.
Rude.
I love all gaming. Rage 2 DLC. More Rage 2. More crazy shit. More guns. Yeah.
You paid so much attention to this conference.
That's literally what it was, though.
Oh, okay.
They were like, it's done really well. More stuff.
Have some DLC.
New enemy type that look like blue people. Look like Kree from...
Smurfs.
No, they look more like the Kree.
Oh.
But, they have little hats and shorts. But, yeah. Yeah, it looks fun for people who like Rage. They then come out with Wolfenstein, 2 games. Cyberpilot, which is the VR game, which I'm a big VR player, and that did not hype me at all. Like, you get to take over the Nazi war machines and use them against them. And I'm like, in VR, it doesn't really do anything for me. Like, that doesn't look really fun. You're sitting there pointing a gun. And you're probably just doing it with a controller, and I'm just like, that doesn't really entice me to play it that much. I mean, I might try it at EGX. If it's at EGX, and maybe I might change my mind, but until I've tried it or anyone's reviewed it, I'm not really hyped for it. With the total opposite with Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is
it does look quite good, this does.
Co-op Wolfenstein that they announced last year. They've got gameplay demo at E3, and they showed gameplay there, and it's coming out in July. Looks hype. It looks really good, and I'm kind of interested to see how the co-op works with it. And they've hired the people. Well, they used the people from Arcane to design the levels, so you know the levels are going to be cool. They're the people that made Dishonored. So I think that'd be cool. I'm interested to see how they said it's the biggest Wolfenstein game yet, and it was meant to be a DLC. I feel like they do this a lot. They do this. They're like, oh, it's meant to be a DLC, and they end up bigger than the original game, and it's like, well, okay, I'll take it. More Wolfenstein. Happy days. I love Wolfenstein. So that looks fun. Then Arcane came out, talking about their new game called Deathloop, which we didn't really get a gameplay, but we got more of a CGI trailer, but it's more of this is what what the game's going to be, and it's kind of like you got this one guy and this one girl, and they're fighting on this island, I guess, and they're fighting each other. It's really weird. It's really hard to explain.
It's like The Purge.
Yeah, but you're killing robots as well. There's a reason you're on the island.
Everybody's out to kill each other, do what they want.
But it's not about rail.
And the girl character is into it.
Yeah,
and the guy wants it to stop.
Yeah, and so he's trying to kill her. She's trying to kill him. How that works when you're playing the game, who knows? Because literally that could be anything. You could play. It could be a versus two-player game where one person's playing one person playing the other. But the way I see it, I think it's going to be single player where you play as the way I think it would be cool if you play as one person throughout a whole story, and then you play the reverse, but as the other person, but the AI for that other person that you played as originally does the moves that you did, and you got to counter them. I think that would be a cool way.
But it seems like they kill each other again and again and again, and they come back.
Yeah.
Because the guy says the cycle needs to stop.
Yeah.
So, however this world works, she's into it. She's loving it. She thinks it's a good place for her to do whatever she wants, and the guy's not into it. So, I imagine eventually they'll team up.
Maybe.
Because how else is it going to end?
I don't know. Maybe one wins.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I doubt it. I reckon it'll be like a we've all got to hold hands and sing Kumbaya to win.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Eat the berries. That's all I'm going to say. Then they had a massive showing of Doom Eternal, which looks amazing. Looks more Doom at the end of the day with more jumping and platforming. So it's Doom Mario, as people are
Corey told me the other day that apparently there's a level where you go to heaven.
Yeah, apparently.
Interesting.
Don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but...
Well, let's chill out now.
It looks crazy. It looks like more Doom, more fast-paced shooting, and I'm hyped for it. Comes out November, and it's also coming to Stadia, which I'll move on from that to what they announced. They announced some kind of new software that they've been working on that allows their games, and whether they sell this to other people to use their games. I think they kind of lent towards that when they were talking about it, but it basically makes their games work better in streaming, so you need a lower bandwidth to make a 4K, to show 4K basically, and 60 FPS, and for them, basically their games will run better on
Bethesda's games are going to run better.
I know, yeah, that's ironic. But their games will, in theory, run better on stuff like Stadia and xCloud. They showed a girl playing Doom on a phone on the stage. Looked pretty like it ran well. So
we'll see.
Looks cool. But yeah, Bethesda overall decent. They didn't have a bad conference. They spent a lot too long on mobile games, in my opinion. and stuff that not many people care about.
I didn't watch the whole conference, so I can't comment. And the bits I did watch, I skipped through a lot of things that I knew wasn't going to care about. I'm excited for the changes to Fallout, and Ghost Warrior is one of the most hyped games for me from this E3.
Yeah.
But in terms of presentation and how it flowed, I can't comment.
Yeah, I can't fault him for that because the presentation was pretty tight and it wasn't lengthy. It was like
I like it when they just come out,
tell you the stuff and go back.
Tell me what I need to know and then leave. I can't stand the fluff. And speaking of fluff, we're going to move on to the Fluff Masters that is Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Their entire conference was fluff.
Ubisoft normally have a good E3 a lot of the time. They're normally the best conference.
I think personally,
I honestly think they're the worst conference. Yeah. I mean, how do you rank Microsoft and Bethesda so far?
Because I didn't watch the Bethesda conference, I can't comment.
You can have Microsoft and Bethesda.
I always think for however long I remember watching E3 for the past good few years, Ubisoft have always had the cleanest, most flowing, interesting conference. Even if I don't care about the games, I've always thought the conference was good. But
they always make it somehow interesting, even if you don't.
This year was just it started off with an orchestra playing Assassin's Creed songs because
they got the tour coming
this year.
This year, yeah. Little advertisement for that, but then when they were showing that, I was like, well, they got nothing to show then.
Yeah.
If they're showing that.
And they didn't just play like one little song, announce it and leave. They were there for quite a while.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's cool. I would like to see that, but they could have told me that afterwards or in a separate video online. I didn't need to waste my time with it at E3.
Yeah. They kind of tried to do a PlayStation, but PlayStation did it with the conference as opposed to before the conference. And
they also had the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia come out and waste everyone's time with the TV show that's coming to Apple TV, so no one's going to watch it till it gets leaked online. That was a waste of time.
Yeah, that Mythic Quest.
Yeah, I don't know. Stuff like that doesn't need to be in an E3 conference.
I agree.
So,
but then again, they did talk about the Division movie later on as well, though.
Yeah, but in regards to the Division movie, the guy come out and was like, here's all our knowledge of Division. This is what coming to Division. Oh, and by the way, Netflix is making a Division movie, and walked off. He didn't stand there telling us the plot of the Division movie.
Well, yeah, that's true. He said he was in it, and that was it.
This Mythic Quest, we'll just get it out of the way. It's the guy from Always Sunny. I don't know his name. I don't watch Always Sunny, so I don't... Mac from Always Sunny?
Maybe. I can't remember.
He's going to play a game developer, and they're making this game called Mythic Quest. Kind of like the Office kind of deal, I imagine.
So like Office, Parks and Rec style, but
in a game
developing studio.
It might be good, but I didn't even know
I don't have Apple TV.
I didn't even know that was a thing till that happened.
I was kind of like, maybe I'll watch it, and then it was like Apple TV. I'm like, no, maybe I'm not then.
Oh no, I would like to watch it, but someone will put it online.
Yeah, probably. But to be fair, before Mythic Quest, they started off with Watch Dogs Legion, and they started this conference off strong because they actually showed gameplay.
Yeah, they did.
They showed a trailer for it. It's set in post-Brexit London, which is
very
close to home, and it's very interesting for us, which piqued my interest for the game because of where it is. And I've been saying it's been set in London for like 3 years.
He has
and
been
it's
calling
finally
it.
come true. Thank you. But I'm hyped for it. It's a very interesting concept because it's like you don't play as one character. There's no like character on the box that you play as throughout the whole thing. You kind of like
you can be
anyone you want. Yeah, but you obviously start as someone, I imagine, but you're recruiting other people from London.
You would like the open world.
Yeah, from the open world in London, and basically you can recruit anyone. You can recruit a granny sitting on the bench feeding the pigeons. You can recruit a ex-spy. Like you can recruit the random chav on the street. Like you can recruit anyone. They all have their own like buffs and it's the opposite of buffs.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a little bit more structured than that because in the gameplay, I'm not saying you can't recruit everyone because obviously you can. Then we'd be saying if you couldn't. But like in the gameplay, like you started off as like a proper Cockney geezer, like with the accent and all that, and then they were like, "Oh, we need a hacker," and he kind of walked around and he scanned for everyone.
Yeah, you can kind of scan people, see what their interests are, what what they know, what they don't know.
And then he got the hacker. So I don't think there's
Yeah,
going
but
to be.
then the hacker got arrested, didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be an advantage to just going around and recruiting everyone.
Oh no.
I think
And
there's going to be some.
you could if you wanted to. They've said this. You can recruit Granny Squad if you want to.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be like
But
constraints on it because what's to stop you from just recruiting every single NPC?
well, yeah, exactly.
There's just
No, you can only have so many at a time.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They said
saying.
that, yeah.
There needs to be some limit on it because otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. The one interesting thing about this is there's permadeath for characters. So like the company guy in the trailer, in the gameplay, is he dying or arrested? No, he died, didn't he? Yeah, he went to surrender and then kind of went to attack them and then they shot him. So he died, and that means he's out of the game and you can't play him as in forever. But then he went on to the hacker, moved on to someone else, and then they had to find someone to infiltrate an area. So they got this other woman who was already in your team but closer
She
to
was
the area.
closer to the new
So they
objective.
became her, and she recruited Granny. And it's really weird. The gameplay generally looks like Watch Dogs 2 gameplay, which is good. I love that game when it came out, and it doesn't look that different to it. You can still hack traffic lights, you can still hack everything, like their phones, like to make them distracted and stuff like that. Still fight them. Obviously, other people are going to have different fighting styles. Because you're not going to have a granny doing kung fu, are you? You might do, but you're not going to have every granny
She
doing
was a
kung
bad
fu.
bitch, to be fair. She pulled out like a machine gun and
Literally.
started like wrecking people.
It's very British in terms of style. If anything, too British. Sorry, it's a bit of a take the mick, but you know.
I think there will be. I think there will be characters though that you have to.
Yeah, I think that obviously the
Recruit.
start character and all that, but like, I don't know. From what I've heard though, your characters can get arrested, and then if you go get a lawyer and recruit a lawyer, you can get him out quicker. Stuff like that,
That's mad.
which is cool. Or just make them if you already have a lawyer, they can just avoid jail.
And apparently,
altogether.
every character that you take over, you got to do origin missions for,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
yeah. And they've all got their own kind of like. Every NPC in the world has their own kind of life that they go through every day. Like, obviously it's not the same every day, but like, say for example, they talked about this. For example, if you got two, husband and a wife. Say you kill the husband, the wife's gonna go and mourn him in the graveyard where his grave is and stuff like that, which is interesting. Like, you can affect the world that badly, and then you can recruit her or whatever. I don't know, but like that's interesting. So I think it's cool. But it looks like ambitious. It's
It
very
is definitely
ambitious. One of the more ambitious games we've seen this E3.
One of the only set of gameplays is still
And one of
really.
the only sets of gameplay, and I'm hoping they pull it off, but because it's Ubisoft and they have a lot of glitches at the start of their game, especially with NPCs, that makes me worry. But people have played it and it seems to work apparently, but that's in the demo
We'll see.
format, so we'll see.
Yeah, literally, when you play the demo, you play what they want you to
Yeah.
play.
I'm hoping they pull it off because that'd be amazing if they do. And it's one of my most hyped games of E3 so far.
I think there'll be more strings attached to it than they're letting on currently,
Yeah.
personally. So, moving on.
Moving on, we have talked about Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
They're adding 2 new characters.
2 new characters. I can't remember the second one. I don't think they showed the second one. They showed the James Bond kind of like guy.
They showed like gameplay and a cutscene and everything for him.
Yeah.
He's just James Bond, essentially. Like an older
They're going for a
dude.
very British theme this year, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But he looked cool. Very different to the style that you normally get from Rainbow Six Siege characters, which is interesting. Like, he had a watch that was a gadget and all that. Like, very typical James Bond
Yeah,
stuff.
it was just James Bond.
Yeah.
Is there anything else then? Was there an events or anything in it, or was that just it?
I think they announced like next season and stuff, but nothing really. The main thing was the 2 new characters, I think.
They're called operators, aren't they? New operators.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a girl one.
I think there was, but I don't think they went into much detail about her. Because the only trailer I remember, the only thing I remember seeing was the guy who was like the James Bond type guy. But yeah, if you like Rainbow Six Siege, more stuff coming. Surprisingly carrying on with that game. Like, that's a
Phantom
old
Sights is his one.
game. Okay. I don't think they went into detail about the next one.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't play it, so.
same.
I played it when it first came out, but it wasn't
More Rainbow Six Siege.
my thing.
Keeping that community going, which is a lot
It's
of
a
what
strong
Ubisoft
community.
do.
People really love that game.
Ubisoft do that with a lot of their games lately.
It just wasn't for me.
Next we had Brawlhalla.
Getting Adventure Time DLC.
Yeah.
Yes, people. Very exciting. I love Adventure Time. So you're getting Finn, Jake, and Princess Bubblegum, which is a very unusual pick, I feel, personally. It should have been Marceline, but there you go. So moving on from that. That's all I have to say about that.
You got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They showed a little bit of a trailer of what's his name? Is it John Barrowfell? Is that his name?
It's Punisher.
Punisher dude.
It's Punisher in the rainforest.
He was talking. He did a nice little speech in the trailer. Then he come out and did a nice little speech on stage
with his dog
called Bam Bam, the star of E3. Well, one of them. That's not
Keanu
Reeves. And then he went back inside, and that was it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like gameplay, I imagine we'll see it at a later date, but it's coming out soon.
We saw a little bit of gameplay, a tiny glimpse of gameplay at the
Stadia thing, but that weren't really much. I imagine they're going to show it. They've shown it across E3, and IGN are going to have it or whatever. But it's annoying that they didn't show much gameplay demos at all.
Apparently, you make your own character in that game.
Yeah, you do. You always have.
Oh, do you? I don't know. I don't play.
It's in the last Ghost Recon.
Again, I don't play.
Then they went on to show their phone game, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, which is basically all the main characters from each Tom Clancy game in like a kind of like XCOM kind of vibe going. The only game with Splinter Cell in. They had the balls to show Splinter Cell without actually having a new Splinter Cell game, which just pissed me off even more because they need to bring Splinter Cell back in an actual game, not just DLC in that or Bloody Wildlands. Annoying. They then went on and did their
Just Dance
their
is
yearly
10 years
Just
old.
Dance section.
It's the 10th birthday, 10th anniversary. Yeah. And you would have thought they would have done something big for it, but no.
Nope, they just did a bigger dance, and it was a longer dance, and the panda was back, and everyone danced.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun stuff. Always do it. Kind of weird they didn't start with this.
I thought they would have started
They always
with it.
tend to start with it, but
Yeah.
I don't like it being in the middle of the conference. They then came out with For Honor, another game they're keeping up with. Shadows of Hitakiri, I think it is called. It's a new in-game event. Japanese stuff, basically.
It does look really good. They said that she was a warrior who, I think, like, for whatever reason, she slaughtered the village and she became death.
Yeah.
So it's like a folk tale kind of thing. It looked quite good. Like the lore of it looked really good. I don't play that game. I tried it. I
can't do the controls.
No, I didn't like the controls.
They then showed a new game. I say showed. They showed a CGI kind of like little bit of a trailer for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine, which is a free player. There's the trend again. Free player Rainbow Six game. Which looks interesting. It's more, from the sound of it, it's a zombie or
game.
alien type thing. Free player co-op.
I would say
I'd rather play that. They want to do what they do for co-op. Apparently, what they've done for multiplayer in Siege. So
I would say because it's called Quarantine.
Well,
I would
zombies.
lean more to zombies and disease than aliens.
Yeah,
personally,
maybe. We'll see.
We didn't see any gameplay.
No, we didn't. Just a guy's hand turning into a zombie, I think. That was it.
It's what should have been in Division.
It's a very Tom Clancy heavy thing.
Let me get my
come out
Division
with
bit out.
Tom Clancy's The Division 2 again.
I love the Division.
And they got us a load of brand new information about the DLCs coming out. So
I actually play this game, so I've got something to contribute into here apart from Adventure Time. So they are dropping 3 episodes, they're calling them DLCs. The first one comes in July, and it is a mission, and they said they want you to experience outside of the city.
Yep.
And you're heading to a presidential compound to catch a traitor.
Yeah, that's the later one.
Yeah. That's what it said for the first one.
Oh, okay.
And you're going...
That's apparently a trailer from the first game, by the way, which is interesting.
And they said there'll be a zoo environment, a college environment. The second episode is to do with the Black Tusks in the Pentagon.
Oh, yeah.
And they have information that the Division needs to secure, whatever that is. You need it.
Didn't you feel like when they were building up to the traitor bit that they were going to bring out someone famous?
I thought the traitor was going to be you from Division 1.
No, because I feel like you're the same guy. I don't know.
I thought that's what they were going to say.
I think you're the same guy in the second one.
with episode 2 as well, the second raid's dropping, apparently.
I only done the first raid. Yeah.
I don't have 8 friends, so...
Well, you only need 7.
I do. I do, but just not, like, I only know 3
Not who
people
play
that
the
care about the
division.
division, so... And I'm one of those 3 people. I don't know why I included myself in that. Episode 3 is called Rebirth.
Do we know anything about that?
So it's, they said one man, humanity's at stake, and it's all to do with this one man.
Okay.
And it's a manhunt to catch this man.
Oh yeah, this was
reason.
the one they were like trying to
Hype up.
and it seemed like they were going to show someone famous being him, and then they just didn't.
And that's coming early next year.
Yeah.
So
they're,
a lot of content coming to the division.
I mean, keeping up with a lot of their games as services.
Its division is such a good game.
Yeah,
I really enjoy the division.
I really enjoy it.
These new missions.
We've recently got back into it after having a little bit of a break.
They announced the movie. It's being made by Netflix. Jake Gyllenhaal,
it's
Chastain.
being made with
Netflix. So it will be on Netflix.
Well, yeah, basically, but Netflix aren't making it. It's just been on them.
Oh, is it? Yeah. I thought they said they
From
were
what
making it.
No, they're not making it. Ubisoft are making it.
We'll see.
Apparently.
We'll see. And I think that's all.
Yeah.
Next year. Oh, and it's coming to the Stadia.
Yeah. I hope they've announced cross progression.
I'm not going to move from the Stadia off my PlayStation.
I don't know.
Don't matter.
If it's crossplay, I would. They then moved on to an interesting game, which is like they're kind of like, remember their Steep of the last few years,
oh
like
my God.
last couple of years ago. Where they're like,
Unfortunately,
this big new,
I do.
different type of game. It's called Steep, and it was like, well, we've seen Steep type of games before. This is basically their version of Rocket League.
No, because Steep was a brand new gameplay experience that you've never experienced before in your entire life.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Not
Me
what happened.
and Elliot were so hyped when they announced that. When they were like, we're going to show you something you've never seen before. And me and Elliot...
Anyone else played SSX
we sat there.
Tricky?
We sat there for hours on the build-up like, what is it going to be? And then it was that.
Yeah,
and we died inside.
But yeah, basically they've announced their Rocket League called Roller Champions, which is basically Rocket League, but on roller skates. But without not 2 goals at either side. I've played. They announced the demo is free on PC, and I downloaded it. I played a little bit. It's 3v3. Again, yeah, weird. That basically you get the ball.
You put it in the net, simple as.
It's not that simple, really. Actually, you get the ball, and you've got to get it round the track at least once before you can even score 1 point when you get it through the goal. So the easiest way, which doesn't happen in the game at the moment because no one knows how to play, is to pass the ball forward around the track instead of just one person just zigzagging around people going around, which can work
like a relay race essentially. Yeah.
So if you've got competent teammates, say if you're playing as people that you know in a squad, you can kind of get it round pretty quickly. And if you get it round once, you get 1 point. If you get it through the hoop, if you get it round twice, you get 3 points.
Every time you put it through the net, does it then reset the counter?
Yeah. So when you got to get the ball. If you get the ball round twice and then throw it in the net, it's a little hoop actually. Throw it in the hoop, you get 3 points. If you get it round 3 times, you get 5 points. Now, if you get it's first to 5, so you can go around 3 times and win the game straight away. But it's hard to do that because you obviously can tackle people and get the ball off them, and then it resets again for them. So, yeah, it's not as easy as you think. Even though I did lose a game the other day where someone just kept going round and round and round 3 times and then did it, and I was like, no one can tackle him. It's really weird. Like the tackling's a bit off. It feels a bit off, like a little bit, and it isn't pre-alpha stage. But it seems pretty fun if you've got a team that will work together. Like, it's very rarely you get that.
If you've got a team that will work together.
But you can tell when you get a team that works together against you, because you just go and touch the ball.
Yeah.
It is pretty fun. I wouldn't say as fun as Rocket League at the moment, but like that's a fully fledged game at the moment. This is an alpha. It's interesting. I was a bit annoyed that it comes to PC for free and not to console. And they didn't really give a release date, but I want to see how it plays on console, because they'd say on the PC, which really annoyed me. They're like, you have to play. We advise you play over controller, and I'm like, why couldn't you bring the alpha to console then? But I think it's because they're trying to push their new thing, which is Uplay Plus, which is a PC only, basically Game Pass for Ubisoft games.
Yeah, bit of a letdown.
Bit of a letdown, because we were all expecting it to be on
Consoles.
everything on consoles, right? I imagine it will come to console eventually.
It's not worth paying for, though.
But it's $14.99, which is like 12 quid here in the UK.
That's a lot.
Per month. And you get access to all Ubisoft games. You get... What I think might make it worth it is if you bought... Is basically it gives you the special edition.
Yeah, that's
of
true.
all new Ubisoft games. If you like Ubisoft games, it's worth it, I guess. If you have PC.
Yeah.
But a lot of hardcore Ubisoft people are on consoles, so I don't know whether that's...
I don't think Ubisoft knock out enough games to warrant paying
not per
£12 a month.
No, not per year.
£12 a month is it a lot?
I mean, you get access to their old games, all their old games. It's... Yeah. And they, to be fair, you do get their games day and date, so it's like it's like Game Pass in that kind of sense, but it's just a bit...
You're only limiting yourself
bit of a
to
letdown,
their games.
You need to bring out more games for that to work.
Yeah. It's not for us, but I'm sure that it's for
it might be for us when it comes to console, but no, not at the moment.
Nah.
Then they announced their new IP, which is called Gods and Monsters.
This looked good, this does. It looked very nice.
It's basically, from what I'm hearing, is Breath of the Wild crossed with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Which isn't a bad thing, because they're both great games.
There's a lot of mythology in it.
Yeah.
It looked very, the art
style looked very
nice.
Breath of the Wild.
Didn't
really show much of it.
No, they didn't.
But you know what annoyed me about this? They showed a bunch of gameplay for Watch Dogs. Yep. That's coming out in May? I want to say May. No.
It's gonna be
April. Could be March. I don't know. It's one of them. One of them three. What I'm saying, my point is...
next year.
Is Gods and Monsters is coming out in February, and we've seen crap all for it. It's annoying.
It looks cute. I would like to play it.
Yeah,
so.
I'm hyped about that. It looks good. And then they ended it really abruptly.
It did end weirdly,
And that was it. It was like, oh, okay. That's Ubisoft done for you.
They should have put
what they showed that was interesting? 2 new themes.
Yeah.
But end of a console cycle. So, 2 new things was literally all they showed. 3, maybe.
I love Division, so I'm hyped for any Division news they want to give me, I'm there for it.
Oh, yeah. I like don't get me wrong, I like Ubisoft games, but... I don't think they need an E3 every year.
No. Especially not when
because a lot of it's just updates on their old games.
Yeah.
Maybe just do what EA did. Just do a stream.
They announced a new... So, what the Space Monkey program is to Beyond Good and Evil, they've announced one for Ghost Recon, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, but, there's a bit for everyone. So, there's, the gamers, streamers, cosplayers... Yeah. Whatever you want to do for it, there's a section on there for you, all that kind of stuff.
It's pretty cool.
If that's what floats your boat. But again, a lot of fluff. They did need to announce the TV show.
It was the most boring Ubisoft conference we've had in years. And I'd say, arguably, it's the most boring conference we had this year.
See, now, I would, although I didn't watch all of it, I would say Bethesda's was worse than this.
In terms of, presentation, Bethesda's was better, I'd say. Because, literally... Ubisoft didn't show anything. The only good thing that Ubisoft got right was showing gameplay of Watch Dogs. It started off strong and it ended strong. And in the middle was just I was falling asleep. It was that bad. But end of console cycle.
We're moving on to the winners of E3.
We'll see.
So Square Enix had a rather good conference this year, I would say, personally.
I thought they had a rather good conference straight after watching it, but thinking about it, they had a lot of fluff in the middle that I, as a on a personal note, did not care about.
What Chris says is fluff is what people who care would say are some of the best, well-crafted RPG games ever. But go off,
just
Chris.
Not for
go
me.
off.
I don't.
Whatever.
Final Fantasy is the Dragon Quest and all that. It's not for me.
Chris isn't allowed to speak in this section then, because I don't want no naysaying. So the Final Fantasy VII remake looks absolutely insane.
It does.
I knew it was going to look good, but it looks very, very good.
It does look very good, and it's actually, as we're saying, I don't like Final Fantasies normally, but that made me want to play it.
Absolute scrub, guys. Absolute scrub.
That made me want to play it, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it.
They showed Tifa. They showed her character design.
Yeah. They all look good. They look damn good.
They look Sephiroth, Cloud, Barrett, Biggs and Wedge. Maybe I want to say. I can't.
I'm not gonna know.
I can't remember off the
top
top
of my
head.
Damn good.
Yeah, well, I want to say it's Big and Wedge because they make an appearance in every Final Fantasy game in some capacity.
Okay.
But they're not always. They're not the same like character models.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's.
It looks good.
I've only played 7 once because
they actually
was my
showed
favourite.
gameplay and a decent amount of gameplay.
Yeah.
And it looked really good.
So, it's not old school gameplay like menus and stuff. You kind of you fight. And
it's hack and slash sort of, but like when you get to a certain what was the thing on the bottom of his the bar?
When you build up 2 sections of this bar,
what was the bar called though?
I can't remember. It freezes,
and then it goes turn-based.
And you kind of like you get this slow-mo view of the battle, and then you can give out what you're saying is turn-based commands.
You choose your moves basically.
They showed a fight with Cloud and Barrett against like a big metal spider because Final Fantasy loves these big metal spiders.
As cool as that was, that went on a very long time.
Chris don't care about this, so
no, it's nothing to do with that. Like I think that's cool. I'll play the game. I think that's cool, but I think that boss battle just went on a very long time.
There's hardcore
and
fans.
there was a lot of it going on.
There's hardcore fans that would kill
I know.
to see gameplay, and you're there like, they showed too much gameplay.
Yeah, but they showed it, and then like they weren't saying anything over it for very little. So it's a lot of dead air, and I was just like, they're just hitting it. That's all that's happening.
It's not for you, okay?
It is
not
for me.
For you.
I will play this game.
No, it's not for you. You're not allowed to play it. It does look really, really good. I'm excited for it. Yeah, Tifa looked really good. I'm happy that they finally showed Tifa. I'm waiting for him to show a few more people, but I'm sure we'll get there soon.
So it started off strong.
Very strong.
And this way it goes downhill in my opinion. They then showed Life is Strange 2, which is a game that's already out. Like it's already started coming out, and they've already announced when they're coming out. So it's like I don't feel like you need to show this at a conference because
I didn't even know that. Like, I thought the whole game was finished.
No, I don't think it all
I
is.
didn't know
There's
that.
like episodes left to come out, a couple.
Oh,
but like,
okay.
most of it's already out, so why are you showing this game?
I don't know. I don't
It's really
play
annoying. It's like, why bother filling the fluff of this whole conference? Which was a really long conference.
I played the first
something that's already out.
I played the first one for a good few hours, but I couldn't get into it.
Yeah. They announced Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered, I believe.
It's coming to phones, PS4, Switch, I want to say.
All the places, basically.
I had it on DS, so
Apart from Xbox.
I'm not fussed about playing it again, to be honest.
Then they just showed Octopath Traveler's coming to PC, which came to PC a week ago. Don't know why they had to say that.
Just in case you
They've
missed
given
it.
us this information already. It's to stop filling it with fluff.
I had an email today to tell me that it was available to download on Steam. So
Exactly. It was out a week ago.
a game called The Last Remnant is getting a remaster, and I had this game on Xbox 360, and man, if you want to suffer, play it. If you want to like struggle, play it, because it was good, but it was very hard. Dragon Quest Builders 2 looks quite good.
Looks like anime Minecraft.
Yeah, who was it? Like Goku.
Goku's not in it.
Harley Quinn.
No.
And
I
they all
don't know what you're talking
look
about.
like the characters.
Oh,
The characters.
I thought you were like, is Goku in it? I'm like,
No,
what?
the girl looked like Harley Quinn. There was a Goku, and I can't remember what the other guy looked like.
They're not really these characters.
No, but they just look like them. It looks cool. I might.
It'd be much better if they were these characters.
I might have a dabble in it because it did look pretty good.
Then they announced Dragon Quest 11, which is basically they got the definitive edition, so it's the collection with all the music, with all the extra DLC and extra missions and stuff, which is pretty cool.
And the slime controller coming for the Switch.
Yeah, that fun stuff. That looks horrible to play. Have you seen it? I don't know how you're going to hold that
It doesn't look good to play, but it's cute to own. So.
Then they announced a game called Circuit Superstars, which is like an over-the-top racing game.
When he says over the top, he means over the top view, not like over the top,
woo! No, yeah. Over the top like an RTS style, but like racing. Yeah.
Yep. That was pretty much it.
That's a Square Enix's attempt at a racing game.
Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Anyone who cares about Kingdom Hearts will have already watched this cinematic.
Really bad trailer again. They continue their trend of bad trailers. They do. Because like, all you can hear is music. You don't get any sound effects. And you don't get... And it was just like subtitles, but like done on paint. I don't know. It looked really bad, in my opinion. But they have a bad trailer anyway.
And this is what Chris should leave room when anyone talks about Square Enix games.
They do have bad trailers, and I think a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans will agree with me.
I'm hyped because I want to know more. And if Luxord turns out to be the Master of Masters, then I just don't know what I'm going to do with my life. So we'll just move on from that.
Then they announced Battalion 1944, which basically is a very old school multiplayer shooter, kind of like the old school like Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2. Looks cool. Hasn't got all the wall running and all that stuff, new stuff you get in Call of Duty games. So it looks fun. It looks like an old school kind of like trip round down memory lane. So that looks cool.
Yeah, if you're into
Call of Duty or Call of Duty,
like those kind of games, yeah, definitely. It looks very clean, sort of no messing around, no fluff. Final Fantasy 14.
Is that the online?
The online.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on with that, I don't know. Was it a DLC?
Expansion, I assume. Yeah. No, it's expansion, I think.
Yeah. I don't play it. I tried to play it when it launched and I couldn't get into it. So
Final Fantasy Online is still a thing.
I'm sure people probably do love it. It's something to do with the Warrior of Light. I seem to remember that was coming. I don't know. I don't play it. I'm sorry. It was really. It was early in the morning. I don't know.
They showed more Dying Light 2, which they already shown at the Xbox conference, but they showed another trailer. Looks cool. Same as before.
Yeah, they're not.
Didn't really give us an in-depth thing that we were like hoping for, but you know. They then come out with another Japanese RPG called Romancing Saga 3. I don't even know what this is, but it's another Japanese RPG. They have a lot of these.
Is this the one that's coming to this country for the first time?
I'm not sure.
Maybe it
Possibly,
is.
But it could be in any of these.
The Romancing Saga 3 is coming to this country. Well, I think it's just the first time it's going to be available outside of Japan, basically. Them games.
Okay. Alright.
Scarlet Grace looks a lot like Octopath Traveler in its art style.
Okay.
Like the watercolours and stuff. Final Fantasy Brave Exodus. Exvius. Mobile game. Don't play it. Couldn't tell you.
Not mobile gamers.
No.
Then they showed Outriders, which is, from what we can see, it was like a Mad Max style world, post-apocalyptic world shooter. They didn't really show much. They just showed a trailer. So we'll see. It just shows the setup of the world and what it is. But it looked really cool. It looked like a kind of like Mad Max mixed with Stranger Things, which could be cool. But they didn't really show much into it, give much information. This is the year of E3 of not much information.
Literally.
People
showed trailers, but the trailers didn't say anything, and nobody came out to talk about games.
They then went on to a game called Oninaki, which is an RPG that's made by the people that made I Am Setsuna, which was good apparently, so that could be good. I don't play these games, but I Am Setsuna won a lot of awards, so I assume the next one they're doing is good.
Well, do you know what? They didn't even have to say anything because they started the music, and the minute I heard the music, I just started crying.
Yeah, they started crying.
Final Fantasy VIII, I was crying, and I hoped that they were going to say they were going to give it the Final Fantasy VII treatment. It was only a remaster for this gen, but that's enough for me for now. That was like my highlight of E3 this year because that's my favourite one. So I'm glad that it's getting a little tiny bit of love. I'm hoping if it does well that they will remake it. Because it is my favourite.
Give it another 10 years.
I love it. Anyway. What's probably the biggest reveal, well, not even a reveal, the biggest sort of drop in this conference?
The thing I waited for the whole conference for. And I was just sitting there, and every time they were like, oh, this is the next big thing. I was like, oh, no, this is not what I want. And then it came out with Avengers.
Marvel's Avengers. Had not a great response to this.
I like the look of it.
I don't like the physical look of it because the characters look awful, and it's not because it's nothing to do with them not looking like the MCU people. They just look really off.
Yeah.
There's something about them, they don't look right. They look weird, their faces look weird. It's not a good design, and a lot of people have said the exact same thing.
I don't think they all look bad. I think the only two that really look bad is Captain America and Black Widow. Everyone else looks fine.
Thor's outfits are not good. He looks stupid.
I don't know, I think his outfit looks very... The thing is, their outfits don't look that different from their MCU counterparts, but they're slightly different. So it's kind of got that Uncanny Valley kind of thing going on.
I don't know.
That's the weird thing about it. Like, they
don't look right. And a lot of people are commenting on it, but they're saying they're standing by their designs and they're not going to change them.
No, they've got some people saying that, and then some people saying, no, we're going to take and change them. So whoever wins that fight in terms of development, who knows? But
expected more gameplay. Didn't really see.
We saw little snippets of gameplay within the trailer. The story sounds epic. Very like Avengers type story. It sounds really cool. Apparently it's an original story. It's not one taken from the comics.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I think, it's the better way to go about it. It sounds really cool. They showed the trailer, and the trailer seemed very single player focused and very cinematic, and seemed like the kind of story that you get from the Spider-Man game. So kind of like would marry with that. But
it starts on this thing called Avengers Day. Avengers Day. And they've got new tech power in their ship. I know we're not supposed
Terrigen.
I know we're not supposed to say that, like, I know we're not supposed to be referencing the MCU, but it looks like the helicarrier from the MCU.
Well, yes, because the helicarrier from the MCU looks like the helicarrier from the comics as well.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's the easiest way for me to describe it to people who don't read comics is it's a helicarrier from the MCU. And, this technology, Tony reckons someone pulled a heist on it and stole it, and it dropped from the sky. Captain America's inside it, apparently, when it drops, and he's dead.
Yeah, Taskmaster's attacking them at this time.
Yeah, and so whatever happens, everyone turns on the Avengers, so it's essentially the in-between of Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah. It's understandable that they've kind of jumped on that kind of thing, because that's the thing that's most Avengers fans are like into right now. So maybe like a story of redemption maybe would be cool.
Yeah. So with Cap apparently dying, I don't believe he's
I don't think he's there for 1 second. No.
But you got Black Widow, Thor, Hulk, and Iron Man.
Yep.
Hawkeye was snubbed again,
as always.
We've seen Hank Pym as well. Yeah,
they showed that's going to be the first DLC character. So the way they're working this is they're going to have from what we're hearing from E3, they're going to have the main campaign.
It's all single player.
Which is all single player. So you'll go through it and switching from each character as they
You have to be the Avenger that moves the story forward. You can't do the whole story as one Avenger.
But as you go through that story, you're going to have splinter off like side missions, which you can go and do and play as any Avenger. You can play that single player if you choose, but you can play that co-op with your friends. So that's where the co-op live service way of it comes into play.
But they were like, it's not live service, it's something that we've never seen before. Yeah. And they were being really sketchy on the details.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they've got it all sorted out themselves, so they're wary about saying
I think they're scared to say that it's live service because they don't want people to assume it's going to be an Anthem. And they're saying that all the multiplayer is woven into the story in some capacity. So I feel like it's going to be the grind, but they're going to fluff it up with story and the fact that it's multiplayer so you don't feel like you are grinding.
Yeah.
But to the extent that you can... Like, they can say it's story-driven, but, like, how much is it going to be story-driven? You know, like in the old Spider-Man games and the kid loses the balloon.
No, that's not story-driven, no, is it?
No, but that's what I'm saying, like...
No, it's not.
In an open world that's meant to last for 10 years... World.
They've said it's not an open world. No,
but they're saying they're going to give you content for 10 years and it's narrative-driven. And you think, like, there's no way the side missions are going to be in-depth narrative. They're going to be fluff, I reckon.
I feel like... I don't think they'll be fluff.
I think they will.
I think they'll be missions you expect those heroes to go on, and I think they'll be connected to the main campaign in some way.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll be like properly, because they've got to be ambiguous.
No, because you think about it, when they add these new characters, are we getting new single player stuff as well, or are we just getting it in these side missions? That's why you got to see it.
I don't know
what's happening there.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think the side stuff and the multiplayer stuff is going to be as big as they're like making it out to be.
Well, see, I think the way I see it, because the way they're trying to sell it, the main bit of the game is going to be the multiplayer stuff. Because once you're done with the campaign, that's it. There's no single player stuff left to do, unless you do the multiplayer stuff single player, and they want you to be playing it every day. So I'd say the side stuff multiplayer stuff
That's
is
what
going to
I'm
be the
saying.
more important thing.
So, but how can you have
That's why I think
so many in-depth side missions if you're meant to be playing it every day and it's meant to last 10 years?
That's why I think they're going to... Well, obviously you're going to be able to repeat some missions, obviously. But that's why I think they're going to have a very strong narrative going on in the overall world.
Maybe.
That's not necessarily connected to the main campaign as such, but it's going to be an overall overall storyline that's going to go over the 10 years they have planning. But they all say 10 years, but do we have... Is it official that they said 10 years?
I think it's going to be a lot of missions of like, oh, the bridge just collapsed, save the people. Oh, this building's on fire, save the people. Like, obviously that makes sense because that would be what the Avengers do, but them saying, oh, it's all connected to the story, I think that's a blanket statement they can't deliver on.
I don't know, hopefully we can, and they've had it in development long enough to know, maybe. But then again, they said that about Anthem.
You ain't going to get through a game
I honestly
like that.
don't think it's going to be a flop like Anthem and Destiny.
I don't think it'll be a flop because the fact that it's Avengers will pull people in, but
yeah, but
I don't think you're not going to get through a game as big as that without having some missions that are kind of inconsequential.
oh yeah, you're going to have a few. But you
That's
probably
what
have
I'm
some of them
saying.
in the main campaign.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're like, oh, all the side stuff is woven into the narrative. It's like, but it's. I don't think it's going to be woven into the narrative as hard as they're saying.
The thing that makes me think the narrative might actually be good in this game is because the people who do Uncharted games are doing this, as well as the people that worked on The Last of Us and the people that worked on Tomb Raider, which had a good narrative mostly.
After the first game,
At least it was like
the first game was
interesting
really
and
good.
cinematic. So,
True.
but I'm hyped for it. We'll
I'm
see.
hoping it will do well.
We've got to
but
get more gameplay soon.
the fact that when people are asking them direct questions, the fact that they're like
Shady
they're not
about it.
properly
I don't think they
answering,
know themselves yet.
that doesn't instill me confidence.
But apparently the gameplay plays well. People have been playing it at E3 and apparently it plays really well.
See, now I've heard that some people are saying it's not that good.
Oh. I've heard it's a bit janky here and there, but you've got to expect that from an early game. I've heard that generally, from what people are seeing, that the combat seems to work really well. It's working well for some characters than others. Like people are saying Hulk and Thor are the better flat characters that seem to have more. It seems like it's more fun gameplay.
Yeah.
But generally overall they're saying the combat's pretty good.
And apparently they're going to show the skill tree soon as well. Should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't know when we're going to get it. Probably
There's
Gamescom.
no loot boxes, no pay to win.
There is microtransactions though.
Going to be
It's going to be
cosmetics,
costumes
isn't
and stuff. Yeah, I hope they don't have the best costumes hidden behind a paywall.
There's some exclusive DLC with Sony, so everyone's assuming it's going to be Spider-Man, but I wouldn't hold your breath for that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if it is Spider-Man, I think it will be maybe costumes and stuff. I don't think it will be.
I think
missions.
it because it's PlayStation exclusive content. I think it will be a Spider-Man mission. Having Spider-Man involved in a short campaign.
Maybe, but I don't think
they can't have that on Xbox because of the rules.
So you don't think they'll have a Spider-Man at all in the game at all?
No, they will. That will be the
So
campaign.
you're saying that people
Not
on
in the main
Xbox
campaign.
will not see Spider-Man.
No.
Is that what you think?
They will have PS4 though. They're heavily hinted at it's going to be involved Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, but I understand what you're saying. But what I'm
They
saying,
won't have. I don't think they'll have
so
Spider-Man.
anyone that's not playing on PlayStation, you don't think they'll see Spider-Man at all?
I personally don't think so because of licensing reasons.
That's
Sony
spicy.
won't let them have it.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Maybe Switch. No, it's not on Switch. Maybe PC. But I can't see Xbox getting that.
Interesting.
I really can't. It's a shame. Really.
That would be really That's going to be controversial.
Controversial, but it's business at the end of the day. Sony and Spider-Man.
Oh, I thought maybe like it would be like a skin to make him look like Sony Spider-Man or whatever.
But
like the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that is apparently in the same universe. They're not
That's
planning
even- that's
they,
even
they
worse,
can't.
then.
They can't actually have their own Spider-Man. They can't make their own
That's
Spider-Man because
even
they don't own
worse. If
Spider-Man.
it's meant to be in the same universe and they won't let Xbox have it, that's really bad.
Well,
Sony, don't do
It's
that.
just it's Sony's prerogative. They own the IP, don't they?
True, but it seems mean.
But it's either that or have a whole of it's either that or have the majority of players are playing on PlayStation because of the whole majority of people have that console.
True.
It's either that or don't have a Spider-Man in an Avengers universe at all, and that's weird
I don't know.
to a lot of people.
I
So
don't know.
the way I see it, if you want to have Spider-Man in your game, Get it on PlayStation.
That's going to be if that comes out, that's going to if when that happens, that's going to be so controversial. It's going to cause
You know what?
so
It won't
much
be as
trouble.
controversial as like you'd think, because the majority of people have it on PlayStation. Will have it on PlayStation.
Maybe.
That's why it won't be that much of an issue. If it was like exclusive to Xbox, then people would moan because not that many people in the bigger scale of things have an Xbox. Well, we do, but like most people choose between one or the other. Majority of that on a bigger scale have PlayStation, so they won't complain. So we'll see. It's a shame though. It is a shame, but business is business at the end of the day. But we don't know if that's true yet. We don't know if it's for
It's all speculation,
Yeah.
but that's what it seems like what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really getting. It hasn't had positive response on social media. It's getting a lot of hate. And they haven't really showed gameplay, and I think that's putting a lot of people off because...
Yeah, I think I'll get that gameplay out soon. I'd imagine Gamescom, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Next was Nintendo, having a direct that they usually have. Made a joke at the start with Bowser coming on the screen because the new head of Nintendo is called Doug Bowser. That was pretty funny. Bowser had a tie. It was cute. And then they started off announcing a new Smash Bros. Character. And that was the first one of this direct was the guys out of Dragon Quest 11. So I thought it was just the main guy at first, but then apparently the Echo characters are all the rest.
All the characters.
From what I could tell of the trailer, which is cool.
And then this set
a bunch
off
of new characters.
This set off the announcement of Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition.
Yeah, which was also announced at Squares, but now I think it's got a release date of September. So there you go.
Luigi's Mansion 3?
Yeah.
I'm pretty hyped for this. It looks
pretty
good.
funny. It's a very weirdly shot trailer and weirdly worded.
It was very
Trailer.
spicy trailer. So there's another Luigi called Guigi. He's made of goo, obviously, and you can use him. You can use him as a second player, so like two people can play.
Yeah.
And he can walk across like traps and stuff where he can squeeze into places Luigi can't get. I think it looks good. I think it looks like it's going to be a good game.
It's Ghostbusters but with Luigi.
Luigi, exactly, yeah.
Can't be a bad game. I've never played any of the others. I know Nathan's excited about this, so
I like them.
hopefully it's good. Then I moved on to the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics, which is a collaboration with Netflix because they've got the new Dark Crystal series coming, and it's basically an XCOM Dark Crystal game. So that'd be interesting. Could be cool.
Could be.
Who knows? I've never really been into Dark Crystal before.
I've never seen it. I'm excited for the Netflix show.
The show, but until then, I don't know.
The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, like, it looks quite good. It looks like Minecraft and Chibi, like.
They announced this last year, but like Chibi, Link looks really good.
It looks cute, like a little adventure.
Yeah.
Not like a big
It's not a Breath of the Wild.
RPG. Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
why That's why I'm interested to play this one.
But it's a remake of a very old game that people love. So
It looks cute.
it looks cool.
I'm sure they announced a special edition for it as well.
Yeah, they probably have. Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah.
Then we had Trials of Mana and Collection of Mana, which, if you like those games, they're coming to Switch. This was a lot of this was
Switch.
This stuff's coming to
a
Switch.
Yes, it's a Switch.
And then they moved on from that to Fire Emblem Three Houses, which you're interested in.
I want to get into Fire Emblem, but I don't know where to start.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but from what I'm hearing, it's very much like Final Fantasy. They're not the same characters.
Yeah,
so
but
it
then
doesn't
I'm like,
carry on, so you can go wherever, I guess.
I was told that the one that's already out on the Switch wasn't that great, and all this and that. So I
think that was a port.
I don't know where to when I say start, like I don't want to play them all. I just don't know where's a good place to dip in.
I'd say this
sort of thing.
This
maybe.
one looks pretty fun.
Resident Evil 5 and 6
Come
coming
Switch.
to the Switch along with 0, 1 and 4 that are already there.
Yeah, it's basically all of them apart from 7.
You don't need 7 in your life. You don't need that.
They announced the much rumoured Witcher 3
This is mad.
Switch
This
port, which
is
is crazy
mad.
how they got that working on Switch. You could tell. Like, I saw the trailer and I'm like, this is like a bad trailer of Witcher 3, and I was like, oh no, this is Witcher 3.
Yeah.
But apparently it plays at 560p on the actual Switch, which is fine because for a small screen you're not going to notice.
That much.
And on a docks or on a TV it plays at 720, which is more noticeable. considering we're like all playing on 4K TVs and all that. But if I get that, I'd play it on my Switch. And it comes, it's complete edition. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it comes with all the DLC and everything.
Come with Blood and Wine?
Yeah, it comes with everything.
No way.
Which is a lot of content for that game. So if you haven't played The Witcher and you got a Switch, get it. It's amazing.
No more Heroes 3?
I don't know what this got. It's a very anime game.
I had one on the Wii, and as soon as the trailer started, I was like, I recognise this game. I know that it's that game that I had on the Wii because the main character's like, I was like, you play as Travis. I knew what game it was. Don't ask me what the plot of it is because I do not remember. All I remember about that game was when the lady phoned you, you'd put the Wii remote to your ear and use it as a phone. And that was really cool.
Oh, I heard about that
So
game.
there you go. That's my input for that game.
Then they had a new Contra, or Contra Rogue Corps, and the Contra Anniversary Collection coming to Switch. Now, I've never properly played a Contra game, but like they're very big back in the day. And the fact that they're coming to Switch, they fit as a Switch game. So I think that'd be cool. I think any Contra fans out there, get a Switch. A lot of these like old like franchises are coming to the Switch.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. Then we got Daemon X Machina, which is like a mech brawl game. That looks cool. They've been shown at like 2 E3s now, and it's still not out. It's like they've had a demo and everything, and it's just like, is this game coming out? Is it not?
They're keeping you in suspense.
I think we got released out. I can't remember what it is though. I thought we might not have. I don't think we did.
I don't remember.
Then they announced Panzer Dragoon remakes, which I mean I've never played them. I've heard they're very big back in the day, and yeah. That's coming to Switch. It's also coming to another version of a Sega, like a classic thing, apparently. That's what I heard the other day. So it's better to get on Switch because you're more likely to have that console. Then they showed a little bit more of Pokemon Sword and Shield. They had a direct ages ago before. Well, I
it wasn't ages ago. It was literally like a few days before E3.
But so they deep dived into that. So they didn't really show much at E3, but from what I've seen, it looks cool.
Didn't they show like new Pokemon?
Yeah, they showed a few
new Pokemon.
But they showed it in the Treehouse thing afterwards, so not actually in the actual conference.
Yeah.
Then they had Platinum's game called Astral Chain, which all well and good, but where's Bayonetta 3?
I know, man. What is happening? I really thought
it's in trouble. I reckon that game.
They would say something about it, and I didn't expect gameplay, but I thought they would like acknowledge that it's existing. But I guess not. I guess they'd rather make Astral Chain instead.
It looks cool though. You're like a cop, but like with special powers.
It does look good.
It does look very. It looks very Platinum in terms of like.
But I would rather if it had been Bayonetta.
Well, yeah.
Bayonetta 3.
Then they showed a game called Empire of Sin, which is like a over top. Not over the top, like I said before. Over top.
It means overhead.
Overhead.
But he can't use that phrase for some reason.
Overhead view. A mafia game. Like an XCOM type thing.
It looks like a mobile game.
I don't think it looks that bad.
No, I don't mean that in a bad way, but like it looks like something you would see on a mobile.
Yeah. It looks interesting if you like that kind of thing. Then they showed a little bit more of Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Looks good.
I'm not impressed by that.
It looks fun. I think it looks fun. As long as the game, at the end of the day, the graphics don't matter in that game. The graphics are poor, but as long as the gameplay is good.
I think the time they've had, it could have been a lot better than it is.
You don't know how long they've had.
I think it's lazy.
You don't know how long they've had.
No, but I mean like the gap in between 2 and 3 and how far we've come in technology and gaming. I think it's just lazy.
Think about it, the Switch hasn't come that fast from them. That's the problem. But I think it looks fun. It looks fun. It looks like a fun co-op experience. As long as the gameplay plays well. I think the graphics...
I'm not paying for it, so if I can scav someone's Joy-Con and join in, I'll join, but I'm not paying for it.
Local co-op, so you can play with me.
Yeah.
They then showed Cadence of Hyrule, which is a Zelda rhythm game.
That looked cute, to be fair.
Because they're just shoving Zelda and everything now. Well, Link, technically. But, yeah.
You kind of like strike to the rhythm. Like you hit the enemies to the rhythm. It's essentially what it is, isn't it?
Basically.
It's cute. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah. Hardcore Zelda fans will get everything Zelda, so that'll sell.
I might play that. That'd be cute.
They then showed the best game at E3.
No.
Mario and Sonic at Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
That doesn't make no sense. That game does not make any sense.
It does.
No, because surely Sonic would win.
You would think, yeah.
So what's
He's
the
a
story?
sporting guy, so he doesn't use his speeds.
In the story of that game,
I don't think there is
how
a story.
does it work?
I don't think there is. I don't know.
Well, they should make one.
I just remember the last
know.
one, and it was amazing. It was really, really fun. And Shadow sweared when he scored in football. But yeah, that was really fun. I'm hyped for that game. I used to love those games back in the day. It's been a while since we've had that.
It'll be fun. It'll be like when you got like Wii Sports.
Yeah,
it's essentially that kind of game, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. They then showed Your Bay, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah, so in this one, Tom Nook is swindling you in new ways. He sells you a package holiday, and you get there, and it's like a deserted island, and you kind of have to clean it up. I'm assuming it works. It looks a lot how...
it's Tom Nook Fire Festival.
It looks like a lot like how Stardew Valley works. So you got there, and your farm was a mess, and you built it up. It looks a lot like that. Mm-hmm. And you earn air miles, and you can buy things with the miles. Obviously, Tom Nook is going to be rinsing you for everything you've got because that's his entire jam.
In his Hawaiian shirt.
Well, he's on holiday. This is like a holiday version, isn't it? So he's got to be like more, laid back.
Looks like he's trying to sell you a timeshare.
Well, essentially, that's what he's doing. He's like, I'll come to my island because it's really cool, and you got there, and now he's like, you're going to work slave labour to build up this island and make profit for me.
Cool story, bro.
So it's the same as OG Animal Crossing, really.
Tom Nook, it should be called Tom Nook Ripping You Off, New Horizons.
Move to a new village, he gives you a house, and you pay off the house, and he makes your house bigger, and he makes you pay more and more money, and that just is what happens over and over again. She's
complaining, she'll play it.
I'm going to play it, yeah.
Play the shit out of that game.
I love the original. I'm excited for this one. It looks good. I'm just happy that we got another Animal Crossing, so.
It's not coming till next year, though.
It's too far away.
But they're basically like, we're not crunching, so we're going to wait till it's done. Oh, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'd rather them do that, to be honest.
And then their biggest drop that everyone is now saying they won E3 because of this. So,
I kind of saw this coming though. They needed to do this because it made more sense. It made sense. But they've announced a sequel to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, which looked good. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild. What do you think?
I've never played it.
No,
I watched Corey play it.
Think it looked good?
Oh, do you know what? It looks like an amazing game, but I do not have the time. I sat down to play it, and I played literally 2 minutes, and then I was like, you know what? I don't have the time that this game deserves, and I can't put the time in, so I just stopped playing it.
Yeah.
And when I do get the time, I would maybe when the 6 weeks comes, I would like to play it. Interesting factoid. It's not even a factoid. It's just so the other day, I'm on Instagram, and I start seeing all these drawings of sexy Ganondorf. Is that the bad guy?
Yes.
Ganondorf.
Yeah.
And I'm like, isn't he a monster thing? Because I've never played in Zelda. Don't hate me. And I'm like, why is everyone drawing him all sexy and stuff? And I found out what it was because I saw this post on Tumblr. So apparently, in this new trailer, they show his dehydrated corpse.
Yeah.
And people are hydrating his corpse and saying, why is he all sexy now? He looks like he'd be a sexy dude. And I was just very confused by what's going on, but now I know. I don't know, I'm not really much better off, in knowing what's going on, but...
If the Zelda fan base can make a fish hot,
he was hot, though. Hot. Prince Sidon was hot. I was literally... Corey came home, started playing that game, and I was on the PC, and I turned and I looked at the fish, and I carried on, playing on the PC, blah, blah, blah. And then I just turned to Corey, and I was like, Corey, why is that fish man weirdly attractive? And then, 2 days later, he sent me an article, and it's Breath of the Wild fans in love with the fish prince. I was like, we were at ground zero on that, Corey. Day one, we knew.
I think it looks good. The new trailer shows Zelda and Link together.
Zelda's got a new haircut.
Yeah, she's got short hair now.
Yeah, looks nice.
Kind of hoping it means co-op. Bit interesting take on it. It's the only thing I could see them
changing it up.
I mean, it's going to be in the same engine. It's not going to be a massive step forward. It's going to be the same type of game, just more in the same world. I imagine it'll be in the same world with an extra bit on the map or whatever.
Do you think it's have
it's
they
not
confirmed
DLC.
that
It's
a
a new game. It's a sequel.
Oh, okay.
It's not DLC. Because I imagine they're adding a few new systems to it.
Maybe.
But I'm refining some others. Maybe filling the map. But that's my own
well, that's
problem.
Some shots fired.
Yeah. But it's co-op. That'd be pretty cool. whether you want to play like an 80+ hour game co-op, I don't know.
It'll be the drop-in, drop-out system that Nintendo
hopefully,
love.
Hopefully, but be interesting. I like to say I'm hyped for it, but I know it's like 4 years down the line.
Probably.
So I'll get hyped for it closer to the time.
So overall, E3 this year was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, very.
But
it's not even kind of very disappointing.
When you think like all the like, oh, but the consoles are coming to the end of the life cycle, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I understand that, but I don't know. I expected a little bit more, especially from Microsoft.
Yeah, this is the year they need to pull it all out the bag, and they didn't.
They didn't have a bad show, but I thought it would be a lot better than it was.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, I'm disappointed by because I usually think they have the best conference in terms of presentation. Square Enix showed Final Fantasy VII Remake, and they showed 8 Remaster, so like that to me,
that one
was
you
the
put
most
for you
important.
personally. Yeah. I mean, if I was going to rate them in order, I'd say Square, because they showed they showed one massive thing that I really wanted, and Final Fantasy VII took me by surprise. But I'd say
I would agree that
Square's quite level with Microsoft, just for me.
No, see, I would have Square, Microsoft. I would put Bethesda at the bottom.
Mine says Square. I like to cut a lot of stuff in Bethesda, so mine's Square, Bethesda, Microsoft.
I would have
Nintendo, Ubi. I mean, I'm not really a big Nintendo fan.
I would have
they showed a lot of stuff.
Square Enix, Microsoft, and Nintendo, Ubisoft, then Bethesda. Personally.
Fair enough.
Just because of what they showed.
You can tell what we both like and dislike out of just looking at that.
Usually at E3, you see a load of games and you think, oh, I'm hyped for that. I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But the only game I can think that come to my mind that I saw that I thought, oh, I'll keep an eye on that, was that Tokyo Ghost one.
Yeah.
Like, even Avengers, like, I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
But there were they dodged too many questions for my liking. And I'm not sold
Skeptical.
on it. I'm not sold on it by how little gameplay they showed, and how when that lady was interviewing them, they were like dodging questions, they were fluffing it up, they were like, oh, it's nothing you've ever seen before, and it's like, that does not instill confidence in me that they're doing something amazing.
Hopefully we'll see more soon. But biggest loser of E3 this year is 2019. Fuck all's coming out in 2019. It's all coming out early next year.
And everything's becoming 3-player.
Stacked.
Everything's become 3-player, which is, I don't like that.
I don't know. It'd be easier to find people to game with.
It will, but then like
4 groups.
I don't know. It seems like a complicated number.
It's a magic number.
It is a magic number, but not for multiplayer games.
But yeah.
So I don't know.
That was E3.
A disappointing show.
Disappointing E3, but
had some gems.
Some gems. Few things we're excited about, and some things that are actually pretty close. So hopefully we'll get to play them soon. But yeah.
EGX, hopefully.
EGX, October. Woo.
Excited.
Exciting times. But yeah, thanks for watching. This will be available on YouTube as one big video, on podcast services around the globe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
If you like that video and want to see more like it, then click this playlist button here. If you happen to want to subscribe to us and check out all our content, then click this amazing sexy button right here. Look how enticing it is. You know you want to click it. And if you're already subscribed to us, well then you are already an awesome human being.